Nightmare Real, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So we know that Luis Ortiz has signed with Al Haymon. And today his manager, Jay Jimenez, he came out on Boxing Scene and he pretty much is letting everybody know why they decided to sign with Al Haymon. So shouts out to Boxing Scene. And I will leave the article in the description box and you can go ahead and, click it and read it and come to your own surmise. But let me just read a little bit of what Jay Jimenez had to say. He says, look, Luis is in line to face the winner out of Joshua Klitschko for the WBA strap, but I felt we needed a shoulder to lean on, a real backbone, like having a godfather, And after giving this much thought and careful consideration and being in multiple conversations back and forth with Luis de Cubas Jr., who works with Haymon, I really felt this was the best move for Luis Ortiz at this time for his future and career. We have been in battle from day one with Luis trying to get him opponents. Everyone talks a good game until we reach out to them for a fight and they ask for outrageous money to face him or claim they have other fights lined up. So the road has been a little bumpy. I strongly believe Luis King Kong Ortiz is one of the three most dangerous heavyweights in the world today. And if Al Haymon really puts his foot down, he will make King Kong a star in no time. Hopefully before the year is out. Ortiz asked Haymon to line them up, all those heavyweights he got. King Kong wants to show everybody that he is here now and ready to go. All right. That sounds good. It sounds good. Now, I'm reading a lot of comments from other fans. And it's funny because these are kind of the similar comments that I read when he went with Eddie Hearn. I'm not a believer in this, but this is just things I'm hearing. Haymon signed him to keep him away from Deontay Wilder. I heard the same thing when he went with Eddie Hearn. People in my comment section, Eddie Hearn just signed him to keep him away from Anthony Joshua. Okay, so I never believed either one of those. All right, now if you do, that's fine, but I know somebody's going to leave it in my comment section. I'm just not a believer in that. If you are, cool. All right, but there's some good fights for him with PBC. Brazil, Jarrell Miller, Gerald Washington, Arthur Spilka. I mean, I can throw names out there. There's all types of names that he can fight. But the fight they want is Deontay Wilder. Eventually, that's the fight that they want. Now they're putting rumors. I think they're considering, or one of the considerations is Derek Rossi for April 22nd on the Porter versus Berto undercard in Brooklyn. And I'm thinking should have Jarrell Miller. You know what I mean? But they're talking about Derek Rossi, but I'm thinking Jarrell Miller. That was a fight that was being talked about for Brooklyn months ago when Ortiz was still with Hearn, I guess, because Hearn wants to do a show in the U.S. and he wants to do it in Brooklyn at the Barclays, and he was talking about Jarrell Miller. Miller said he will fight him. He said that I believe the last time Miller spoke about it, he said the money was okay. He just wanted some type of incentive. Like, what after that? Like, do I get a title shot? He just wants to guarantee himself a shot at that WBA title if he beats Luis Ortiz. You know what I mean? Right as of right now, the Wilder and Stavern isn't official, but that's what we all think is going to happen, being that the WBC ordered that, and they said that I know time must be running out now. I think they had like 30 days to get like some type of deal together, both sides. Time has to be running out, man. That was like a few weeks ago they came out with that. I think it's almost the 30-day mark, but that isn't official yet, but that's what we're all expecting to happen. Because the WBC said that, that they're going to give him the mandatory. All right, so the fight that Ortiz wants is the Wilder fight, or just whoever has that WBC title. Not necessarily just Wilder, just whoever has the title once they fight. You know what I mean? If that fight goes down. He's already the mandatory for the WBA. Some people felt as if, why didn't he just stay with Hearn? If Joshua wins this fight, he'll have the WBA. You can make that fight. It's an in-house fight. I'm not sure, y'all. Like, I'm really not sure, man. I'm not sure why they do the things they do. Like, I wasn't sure why they just signed a fight-by-fight deal with Hearn. I'm not sure. His management and his team, they need to get him a title shot sooner or later, man. So if they think being with Haymon is going to get them closer, we'll see. To me, it's a good move. To me, I don't think Haymon signed him to keep him away from Deontay Wilder, because I think Luis Ortiz, the fighter, man, really wants to be. Now, I'm not talking about Haymon and his business. I'm talking about the fighter, Luis Ortiz. I really believe this dude wants to be champion, man. I really do. Some people are throwing around the idea of him fighting Shannon Briggs for as a Kendall winner. Anything is possible, but the last I checked on that, Ustinov is going to be the winner of that has to fight Ustinov. That's the last I checked on that Ustinov will fight the winner of Briggs versus a Kendall. But this is boxing. Anything can happen. And no disrespect to Kendall and Briggs, but I don't think Luis Ortiz wants that title. I think he wants one of the major titles. There was an article out yesterday. He says he wants to fight Parker. All the title holders. He said it. All the title holders, he wants to fight them. So him and his team, man, if they're serious about this, they're trying to make a push at fighting for a title. You know what I mean? So I think they'll stay busy. Even if it's not a stay busy, I don't consider Derek Rossi stay busy. I know the record's not going to pop out to a lot of you guys, but I thought he beat Erkin Tepper. I thought he beat Glasgow. The Stavern fight, from what I'm hearing, it was debatable. That fight wasn't televised, but he put Stavern down. That's Stavern's last win. Stavern fought Wilder, and his one win was against Derek Rossi, and it was very close. The fight wasn't televised, but from what I heard, it was an iffy fight. It could have went either way. And Rossi dropped Stavern in that fight too, a legit knockdown. And Stavern squeaked it out on the scorecards. But yeah, I don't look at that as a just a stay busy. But I do expect Luis Ortiz to win. And Luis Ortiz, after that, they're talking about him and his team at least. They're talking about the summertime. After this, they want something for the summer. So they're not trying to wait and marinate things. I know a lot of fans want, let them get on PBC, let them fight like a Derek Rossi, and then probably fight Chris Arreola to get him out to the masses of fans. I understand that thing. I really do. I really understand it. But according to his team, they seem as if they're not trying to go that route. Now, that's what they're saying. Now, when Haymon sits down with them and discuss everything, maybe shit may change. But from hearing them, they have more of the mindset that I have. Like, this dude's, 38? Some people put an asterisk next to his name. They think he's older than that. They're trying to get him a title shot as quick as possible, man. So, according to his team, the article I read yesterday, they're trying to get this fight out the way in April, and then they're trying to be back in the summertime with something big, according to them. So they have the mindset that I do. I'm not trying to wait until the summer of 2018 to see him fight for a title, man. Come on, y'all. I know a lot of you get you go back and forth with me with, making fights happen quick. But when the fighter himself wants it that quick and he's not talking about marinating and all that, why the hell am I going to talk about it? You know what I mean? So, and at this point, whether we put him on PBC against Chris Arreola, Travis Kaufman, even a guy like Amir Mansour, who's an exciting fighter. I would like those fights, but I don't think his popularity is going to grow to where, to the point where it's going to be like a pay-per-view fight. Shit, man, like it's about that time, man. It's about that time. We've been waiting long enough. I think by the end of the year, Luis Ortiz needs his title shot against whoever it is, especially if he wins on April 22nd, if he fights, wins that, and then he wins another one in the summer against a quality name or somebody that's a higher name than Derek Rossi. Going into like December, I think there should be a title shot there. But that's just my opinion, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm out.